So for the first time in over a week, we are back with league racing content, and that is because PSGL has now finished, and also I missed the last round in WOR. But we're back, and this is round 4, I believe, in France for WOR F2, and we're here in the Ferrari as always, looking to have a strong weekend. After last time out in Hungary, link in the top right, spoilers ahead, we had not the best race. That wasn't good. Touching the inside curb. You know, we had a bit of a rough one and wrong setup, rain, you know, just kind of getting things wrong. We essentially retired, which is quite rare for me in league racing, to be honest with you. That is the definition of a banker right there. Now, currently we're in qualifying and we're going for 3 timed laps. The first lap is a 1:30.0, which is nothing to shout about. We're now going to head on to our second attempt, and my personal best is a 1:29.6, so that's kind of what we're looking at here as a target. DRS open then as we get the lap underway, down to turn 1 and turn 2. Very tricky combo here with a bit of a blind entry. You have to kind of brake and turn it at the last second, just before the 50, and try to carry that speed over the curbs and try not to lose the back end, as that can become easily unsettled as we now head down into turns 3, 4, 5. Very, very tricky complex, this one. Very technical section. Need lots of mechanical grip and confidence in low speed to really make it work through here. As we do a 22.149 first sector, which isn't too bad, to be fair for me. That's a personal best, so I'm quite happy with that. And we're now making our way down the back straight. Fuck up the rest of the lap. DRS wide open as we look to nail this chicane. So bring it over to the curb, 4th gear, attack the inside, and then the second apex as well. I keep it in 4th and then I short shift to 5th, which is the right thing to do, but I still got some oversteer, which is far from ideal, and we end up losing a bit of time in sector 2. Nonetheless, flat out through senior, we're now in sector 3, looking to close out the lap into the double right-hander. Important to take a bit of a kind of V-shape line through there and focus on your exit. Again through here, nice and straight on the entry, get the apex and then drive off. Again, taking a kind of reverse V-shape or like an A-shaped line. And now into the final couple of corners, stay nice and tight through the left. That will open up the right. Important here to get the traction and hope the tyres aren't giving up at this point. I'll take that. That's a good second lap. That's more or less matching my personal best. And yeah, that is right on the money, to be fair. 1:29.678. So essentially a personal best. We're P9, and that gives us now confidence to basically go flat out in the last lap and see what we can do and hope for the best. I think there's more pace to find, so let's try and deliver. So turn 1, turn 2, yet again I get the turn in a little bit wrong. You see me having a bit of a correction on the entry as I went in a bit too early, so we lose a bit of time and momentum on the exit. Into turns 3, 4, 5, again we're trying to make up for lost time. We actually nail the left-hander there, we found a load of time. A little bit deep on the brakes into 5, we do manage to overall actually marginally improve in sector 1, which is good in the end. So we left about, I'd say, 400ths on the table in the first sector alone. Into sector 2 now, and we're 100th up as we make our way into the chicane. We know there's time to find here on the brakes, attacking the curbs through the left and the right, getting the short shift to 5th, and this time having nice clean traction on the exit there, and already you can see the difference. Okay. Not fully satisfied, there was more time to find through there. I didn't fully nail it, but it's a better, you know, second sector, and it's an improvement as we're up by, at one point, nearly 7/100ths. Now into the double right, little bit deeper there, and we go in a bit too early to the second apex, so we end up losing the entire advantage. And now into the long off-cambered left, exit. Oh, damn it. Not the best, and we make a huge error there. That costs us 900ths, nearly a full 10th. So we're now pretty much going all out into the final couple of corners. We absolutely nail the final corner, and look at that. Oh my god, there's so much time there. And we end up improving, actually, which is incredible. So yeah, another 29.6. It was about 300ths quicker than what we've done on our previous attempt. And if we just kind of, you know, do some maths and, you know, add up the bits that we lost, I'd say there was about 400ths in the first sector. We threw away when we was up by 700ths. So that's already 1.1 tenths. And then, of course, we lost those other, I'd say, nearly a full tenth, 900ths on the exit of the left-hander. So you're looking at a full round, 2/10 of a second we pretty much threw away there. So I think that would have put us right up there, probably battling, I'd say, and probably just ahead of Leroy Brown. Could have put us up there with Sergio Sobrino in P8, but definitely P9 with Leroy Brown. That could have been the kind of target, a very high 29.4. That would have been probably the target. But yeah, still I'm happy with that. Not too disappointed. I kind of was on target with my practice pace. I just don't seem to have great one-lap pace around France, but I also didn't practice as much for this one as other races. So yeah, either way, we're going to get to the race, and I'm low-key optimistic about this one. Here we go then. Strategy, starting on the hard tyre, moving on to the medium, simple one-stop. The lights are on at Paul Ricard, and we're underway. Off the line, it's not one of my better starts actually, and everyone else gets a pretty good start, so we actually lose a place off the line to Camille. Into turn one though, Corny de Backer runs it in deep, has contact and causes... Oh shit, I'm going to get penalty for that. Oh, what the fuck? All sorts of trouble everywhere right now.
Okay, there's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear
Maybe
it up
not.
in time, and there are so far
I might not get a penalty anymore because he's ahead of me now, so I might go with that. I have to watch that back. Did I kind of move across into him, or did he move across into me, or was it like a neutral thing? I don't think I got a warning. I got a contact warning, but not a tracking limit warning. So if I do get a contact warning, oh my god, I'd like to think I could get that removed. I mean, I hope I can. I'll be shocked if I don't get that, or I can't get that removed. So I'll just quickly say, I knew at the time, and I put my hand up, both incidents were my fault, so if I get a penalty, so be it. But as of right now, I don't think I've been reported for any of them, so I think I may have got away with both of those. I can't go into him, fair enough. That's fine. Well, I'm the one that got caught up, not him, so I took the L for my actions. As you can hear me say, you know, I took Tony Rouchet out at turn one, but then I instantly got karmed by getting caught up in another crash, and I'm still actually behind him, and he's got a safety car, so he's essentially back into the race due to that safety car. So it isn't the worst case scenario for him. I don't know what to do. I'll go medium. Fuck it, I'll go medium. And if there is another safety car, we can go to the end on hards, maybe. Actually no. I'll go medium, screw it. I'll go medium, screw it. I'm committing. I'll have one lap pressure tyres, and I guess I can essentially cruise behind all the medium runners, because I'm not going to overtake them. It's impossible. There's too many medium runners ahead of me, so I might as well try and cruise and save some tyres. Now here we go, time for the restart. I do wonder if maybe the hard tyre to the end was possible. That was kind of my thinking with the strategy, medium or hard to the end. I'll bring my tyres up to temperature gradually, gently. Uh oh. Another safety car for the lols. Now I don't know what happened on the restart there, some sort of brake check, and it had a knock-on effect further down the field, and we lost Bogdan. I mean, I'll take that, absolutely. Also a bunch of cars in the pits for damage, so that has moved us into 15th straight away. So a decent restart, I guess, because we gain a bit, and we've got a bunch of cars on mediums ahead. Let's try and build up my confidence. Now, we're not going to push hard, we're going to just be, like I said, build up my confidence. There's a lot of cars and mediums ahead, so they're going to run the pace. This is what happens when medium runners try to get past hard tyre runners. This ain't going to end well. Fair play to Lars for backing out there. Now, as you can see, ahead of us, we've got essentially a top 10-ish, a top 8, top 9 of hard tyre runners, which of course haven't stopped yet, and then we've got a pack of medium runners, which of course all stopped along with myself. And the thing is, now you're going to have those medium runners on the faster tyres cutting through, looking to make moves. So the hard tyre runners are essentially mobile chicane to this point. Now I'm at the back of the pack, so I'm not going to waste my battery. Battery's hard to recharge here, so I'm only going to make moves when I'm, you know, I'm 100% certain I'm going to make them. I'm going to be aggressive. I'm going to make sure I get them done, you know, if I do commit. And you'll see here we have a bit of a screen freeze on the recording playback, but still you can see we're going for the move now on Lars. He gives us a big old squeeze into the inside, but I'm going to go through anyways and try to make it work. I have to downshift as a precaution to not understeer into him. We still commit to the move though, up the inside into the double right. I've just got the grip, I've got the advantage on these tyres, and I can just commit to these moves a bit more than he can. Contact into the left as he tries to make a nice wide line, but I was on the outside there. Bit of contact there, but did try to leave space. And yeah, not really much wrong on my end in my opinion. I left plenty of room, so yeah, moved on and up another place. P14, we now got another move in an effect here, essentially, as Zelenkovic is being pressed by Tony Ruchet to go by. I'm going to follow Tony here. I'm going to use the fact he's making the move and opening up a space for me to drive through. And I try to have a look here.
Oh, great. Fucking hell. How did that even happen? I couldn't go to the inside anymore. I just hope he didn't get damage from that. Oh, rip. Oh, double rip.
Now, as you saw, a bit of contact. Again, I was all over on the inside, so I couldn't move to the inside anymore. I think Zelenkovic just turned in a bit too soon. We had a double incident there with 2 cars getting taken out. So all of a sudden, we're up to P11 now, and we are absolutely cooking on this medium tyre, following the rest of the medium runners ahead of us.
Tony's using all of his battery to get by, so this is good.
And as you can hear me say, Tony burning the batteries to get past Corny Tobacco, does not have any ERS deployment left. He's around 10%, so he's going to struggle to get that back for the rest of the race. And I'm essentially just trying to manage and save battery as we get our second warning.
That's my first proper warning, but I've got to be careful when I'm on 2 officially.
As you can hear me say, my first proper one, the one I got before, was a bit of a stupid one. I could have maybe got that removed, but I'm on 2 warnings officially right now, so ideally I want to have to keep it clean until the end, just to be safe. But anyway, lap 14, just over half race distance now. Currently P9, there's a couple of cars pit on that lap, and we're now going to see the pit stop dance start to begin, as those who started on hards are going to start to pit. And also the tyres at this point leveled out, so the mediums, you know, and the hards were about the same. I'm going to stay out for one more lap and go for the overcut here and get the DRS and use the battery. We've saved up quite a bit over the laps, getting to about 75%, so we're going to burn it on the end lap now.
That's what kind of pace I've got.
Hopefully we can make it work. Hopefully the tyres hold on. We're on a couple of personal best sectors here as we box for the second set of mediums, and we're going to go to the end on these.
Perfect. I might get held. Actually, I think I'll be okay, to be fair.
Now hopefully no hold-ups. It's a nice smooth stop into the pit box. We go 2.2 standard stop, back underway on the medium, and we stay ahead of Timo there, and we're going to see where we rejoin.
This is going to be interesting, and this is going to be close. I've kept a bit of battery on side, which is good.
Look after these tyres now. You want to finish the race in this compound.
Now, as you can see, we are behind Leroy, and we've overcut Cornet Debacker. Now, admittedly, we are on stone cold tyres, but Leroy and Felipe are on the strats after being caught out by the crash on the restart, so they're going to be on pretty worn tyres, so they should be easy to pass. What the fuck? Now, this was a move that annoyed me a bit, because I know Cornet has no battery left. So there's no chance in hell he's going to pull the train along and catch up.
The straight line is fucking crazy, man.
Now you can see I'm getting a little bit annoyed. I tried to use the battery to repass, but I've got no straight line speed compared to him. He's got very low wings, or at least lower wings than me. Leroy is struggling massively for grip. Cornet is going to go through, and I'm essentially just going to follow here. I'll pay some respect and leave Leroy some room, as I usually practice with him.
That's such a stupid move. It just breaks the DRS train. For what reason? What's the point? He's got no battery to push with. It's such a dumb racing IQ move. It's for his benefit that I stay in front and use my battery to catch up.
Now, as you can hear me kind of, rant there, as I tried to have a little bit of a look there and re-challenge, he's got no battery, so realistically he's not going to have the pace to pull and basically get back into the DRS train. So let me use the battery that I've got and let me crack on. I've got 1 lap pressure tyres and loads of battery, and look at this, he gets out the way anyway.
One idiot. And he's got a penalty as well.
Like, literally none of that sequence made sense, and basically it just essentially forced me to use all my battery for no reason, because I had to try and battle and get back into the train. So all the battery we saved before the pit stop and, you know, on the in-lap was all for nothing, which is a shame because around here battery is so hard to recharge. I'm actually going to spend the rest of the stint just basically recharging my battery until the final laps as everyone finishes their pit stops at this point of the race.
My wings are too high, I think, if that's what you're talking about. I think I'm a bit slow on the straights. But I'm able to run at a decent pace. My final sector is strong, man, so it's keeping me in the race.
And that's kind of the story of my event so far. I guess I'm running higher wings, so I'm strong in sector 3 especially, but I'm losing or struggling on the straights.
Tony's like, I've got no battery to really go for here. I'm trying to save, so I'm not going to go for it. So we'll chill here. We'll let things hopefully blow up on the last lap. Everyone ahead of us in the train will start to get aggressive, and hope to maybe gain a couple of things. Yeah, we're getting about 4% per lap, so I'm trying to save for the last lap.
So yeah, you've heard the kind of summary. So we're going to just chill, and here we are. Last lap, we've saved up to 45% battery. Tony is out and he's dry. Sabrino has a 5-second time penalty. No more penalties ahead, so on paper we're looking at maybe P8. That's kind of what we're hoping for here. So we're going to tactically use a bit of battery here to close the gap on Tony, who doesn't have DRS, which is absolutely critical. Now we're going to close in as we head into the chicane, through the left, through the right, and we've got a spinner as Sabrino takes out the Haas. And look at this, we've had such a good chicane. I've got all the battery to use now, and this is what I've been saving up for over the last 9 laps, to drain it as we go around the outside into Senior, sub outside, leaving room on the inside, now into the double rights, taking a very wide line here at all times, leaving space for Tony. Nice clean racing. We take a nice early apex into the left here to avoid getting dive bombed at the last second, and we get a good exit, so we take the pressure off and open up a gap. So P8, and with Sabrino's penalty we're looking at P7 here, as up ahead there's more action as Cameron goes up the inside into the final corner on Camille. More action there as we exit the corner, and we're going to finish this race in P7, and that is a great result. Oh, I was waiting for that the whole race, and it worked out. So overall, very happy with that performance and a very good race, good strategy, good recovery. My fault, you know, on lap 1 I hold my hand up on the incident with Tony, and you know, also later on, just a few moments later, for essentially losing a 3 wide, and I was kind of not really aware enough, and I wasn't really leaving enough space for that. So yeah, besides that, great race, strategy on point. The double medium worked pretty well, and the pace was actually really strong. And I was able to also recharge battery at crucial times and make the crucial moves. I think there could be some other penalties possibly on the way, but I'm going to take this at face value and say P7. If I get that and I don't get penalised, that's going to be a result for me. So very happy to bounce back after a horrible race in Hungary where we had to retire. And the race pace was actually pretty strong here. So very encouraging signs. And we move on to the next one. You can see in terms of the fastest laps, we've got the second fastest one in the top 10, and I think the third fastest or fourth fastest overall behind Noel, Gianpietro, and also Harlan Marquez in P2. So yeah, decent pace guys all round, and a decent race. Makes a change, a nice change. So yeah, leave a like guys if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more weekly F1 league racing content. Link down below to my link tree, which has my Twitch. Go check it out. I stream these races on Monday nights, and yeah, I also stream other stuff as well from time to time. So yeah, go check me out, follow me over there. As always, a massive plug and shout out to the channel members. Check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.